Hi everybody, it's Tim Reazor with Revere Asset Management. Just before here, 5:30 on a Wednesday night. So very quickly, stock numbers, market levers. Before you and I begin, listen. I always tell you how you can get a hold of us, the videos that I think you should be watching. But listen, sometime this evening, old Alex here, Alex Katutis, is going to be posting a bonus video on our YouTube channel, and I think that's really important for you to know because Alex is going to be posting exclusive content right to the Revere Asset YouTube page. Short videos, impactful, helping you achieve your goals as an investor, hopefully entertaining and enlightening you at the same time. And so if you want to check it out, just look for Alex's bonus videos. I'm not sure what the first one's called. I know it's going to get posted here. It's Wednesday night. I know it's going to get posted this evening at some point. I'm not 100% sure when. I would check maybe 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern, sometime around that time frame. And if not, you wake up Thursday morning, it should, in fact, be there. So, but if you watch our content, we post content 5 nights a week, plus a bonus hour-long podcast on the weekends, and then you got Alex's content. So we've got content being generated, 7 pieces of content all week long, hopefully helping you becoming a better investor. If you ever want to talk to any one of us, right here's all of our email addresses. If you want to talk to the portfolio team, right here they are. All the decisions, all the buys, all the sells, right there. You can contact Don or Alex or Hunter. They are right there. Want to talk to me? I'm TimRevereAsset.com. I want to talk to America's fiduciary right here. And this is, I'm telling you, we don't have any salespeople at the shop. So if you want to talk strategy, you're going to talk to the strategist. If you want to talk to America's fiduciary, you're going to talk to Danny directly by calling 855-732-5932. As the holiday week starts to come upon us here, well, it's here, but July 1st is tomorrow, and then of course markets are closed July 5th. So a long weekend is kind of getting started now for a lot of people in markets. And so if you find yourself with a little extra time, just know that we're here, we're working. And if you ever had a question and you wanted to ask it, you don't like emailing. A lot of people don't like emailing. Don't ever be afraid to call. You're not going to get hounded into some sales cycle. That's not what we do. For me personally, I love Twitter. I have a bunch of people that will message me. My messages are open. If you're on Twitter, if you like Twitter, and you want to message me, I appreciate it because it's brevity, my friends. So at TJ Reazor is how you find me. And that's what I enjoy. And so with that, let's get this evening's video started because there's a lot I want to cover with you in terms of don't get left holding the bag in a certain group of stocks. So let's do this. These videos are for what? Stock nerds and market lovers. They're for your edification purposes only. If you want advice, need advice, seek advice, all you have to do is, in fact, reach out and give us a call. Because remember, everything we do here is for edification. When we talk to you, when Danny talks to you personally, then you can ask your direct and very personal questions because there's no one better in the country, I think, than matching strategy to the individual than Danny Stewart. So let's talk S&P. So S&P's here, and a lot of you know my ATR charts here where I'm looking at the mean, which is based on the 21. It lets me see when things are stretched and it lets me see behavior. And I love the psychology of the markets. And so you don't want to come in to markets with your preconceived notions. When you have them, and everyone has them, I thought the whole market was going to, that week of options expiration in the middle of the month, yeah, I thought the markets would get weaker that following week, and they just didn't. Markets look great here. It's a bullish market. So you can have that opinion, but the charts tell you what's exactly happening and what's probably about to come. And I can see here that we're at the 2 ATR, or I think tomorrow with the jumper trade. So tomorrow's July 1st. And the first of the month, a lot of money gets put to work. First couple of days of the month, just a ton of money gets put in the market. So my thought is you're going to shoot up to this ATR here. I don't see why you wouldn't get up to 4,300. And so you come up to this ATR, ATR has proven to be resistance going kind of all the way back into the April timeframe. Would you get up to the third ATR in the S&Ps? I don't know. You've done it once this year, and then you've done it once, you did it in the summer or the start of the fall in September last year, and then that was the vaccine announcement November 9th right there. It doesn't happen that often. You can see that. So I think 2HR is going to be resistance, but this is interesting to me because, and Tim, why are you telling us this? If you're newer to my work, because when you get up to the 2 plus 2 ATR plus 3 ATR, you have to understand where you are in time and space, a little situational awareness to the markets. So the ATR here, you're on the 21 exponential moving average. The mean, or the letter M here, meaning the mean of the movement, that is 166, the average true range is about 167. So when you go +1 above the mean, you're 167 points above the mean, +2, add in 2 periods of 167, and then +3. So it gives you a really interesting way. And just instead of doing it by percentage, it gives you a graphical way to see how stretched you are or we're overbought. It gives facts to those words. And most people just throw those words without meaning. Average true range charts give you meaning to that information. And so we are just close enough here for government work to be at the third ATR. When is the last time we got close to that third ATR? Yeah, this year, back in February. We didn't get up there in November on the November 9th, but we did get up there in that fall period. You can see October here, the start of fall, and you see the NASDAQ-ARU came up to the third ATR, and then what happened? Right, and just because it pulls back, it doesn't have to pull back, I get it, but just because it could pull back doesn't mean it's going to, okay? So you wanna just understand what I'm saying here, that are the probabilities that the NASDAQ just goes on higher and higher and higher? Of course not. And so you want to be able to absolutely time your entries, and maybe if you got a bunch of NASDAQ stocks with a bunch of profits, do I need to trim some here? It allows you to be a more proactive investor. The approach I teach is a more proactive approach and addresses the psychology of investing, meaning I'm trying to remove your emotion. And so before things get, well, you could say things are a little frothy. It helps you make decisions. You don't have to sell all. No one's telling you to do that. You could sell half, you could sell 3/4. You could trail up a stop. You don't have to sell. Just trail up a stop. And we've discussed all those things ad nauseum. Look here, 3 ATR on the Dow back in May. You still haven't gotten back there. That's a bullish chart. Don't get me wrong, but the Dow for certain is lagging, and so are the small caps here. So that's interesting, right? Maybe we don't sell off. Maybe the S&Ps and the Nasdaq pull back, but maybe the RTYs and the YMs, do they assert themselves here and they just keep this rotation afloat? I don't know. This June is a weird month because it's a rebalancing month. And so when all the quarterly rebalancing takes place in the month of June, and you'll have another month where the next, third quarter starts tomorrow. And so, gosh, can you believe that already? And so when you say third quarter, well, the last month of the quarter, that rebalancing will take place for the third quarter. And so really curious to see how this all plays out. And for me to pretend that I know, I don't, but I do suspect that you're getting close to a pausing point. And what you don't want to do is be sold a narrative and be left holding this certain group of stocks. And there's a bunch of you out there I know that have this, that have been led down this path. And so, well, Tim, how would you know that? Well, you write to me, right? And I talk to traders. And so here we go. So you know the trouble here. So what I'm going to do consumer stocks here, just things that you buy and interact with. And there's a narrative in the media and a narrative if you are on social media with the markets or whatnot, that airports are crowded, travel's exploding, everyone should buy these stocks. And then I show you American Airlines. And I'm like, that's not a leader. Well, Tim, how do you know that's not a leader? This is an average true range chart. Where are the normal moving averages, Tim? Tim, get off these dadgammit charts. So look, the pink lines are 21, which is crossed below your 34, the blue line. The red lines are 50-day simple, 8 and 5 exponential. That's not a leader at all, right? And when you look at this, you're like, boy, Tim, you mentioned that third ATR. Boy, 6.2 is when American Airlines went up that third ATR and wicked back. Oh, that's interesting. 3.15 is when it went up to that third ATR and wicked back. Well, that's interesting. 220 point. You can see there's a pattern there, right? And so when I'm looking at UAL, same thing. How about SAVE? Surely, Tim, Spirit Airlines, the Greyhound bus of the air, Spirit Airlines. And so, nope. That is something that is not a leader. Is there a leader in this space? Tim, you're in the wrong country. You need to go to Ryanair, RYAAY, I believe. Is that Ryanair? RYAAY. That's not a leader. The discount carrier of Europe out of Ireland. That is not a leader. Well, Tim, you did not do love. All the world needs is love, right? All the world needs is Southwest Airlines. That's a daily chart of Southwest, right? Hard to believe that that is Southwest Airlines, right? Don't get it confused with Lovesac, which is the furniture company. So LUV is Southwest. That, my friends, is not a leader. Tim, you didn't do Ed Bastian and Delta Airlines CEO. Hmm. That there is not a leader either. And so what happened with the travel stocks is they the people in the know, right? They've had a good year, right? And you're going to hear that. Well, travel stocks, like, so here is, let's just do Delta. So here's Delta, right? On 1-4. Okay. And so we'll just do this. Delta is up. I guess, is that really a good year? I guess Delta's up kind of, 10%. So you're hearing a big narrative, a big game talked about the travel stocks, and they're just not there in terms of the transport part of it. But then you're also hearing a lot about a chip shortage and record high car prices, and so that would lead a consumer investor, meaning an individual investor, somebody at home. Well, I want to invest. I want to be involved with Ford. And you can see Ford here. Let's just do this real quick. So Ford on 1-4. Ford's had a great year, right? So, pardon me. Ford is up almost 70%. Fantastic year. Is Ford a leader right now? Well, it's pulled back to the 21, and I'm going to tell you that Ford needs to hold the 21. But let's put AAL up on the chart. AAL, I would have told you, is kind of flirting with leadership here back in 610 on July 10th, the 10th of this month, and then it broke the 21. There's a group of stocks that look like they're poised to break the 21, and you probably don't want to be holding the bag on these. And so it doesn't, by no means is that advice. Don't misconstrue it. You want to talk sales strategies, you want to talk anything about your situation in the markets, 855-732-5932, Dan at revereasset.com. Pardon me. So there's Ford. And so Ford, that's not Ford. Let's hit the enter button on Ford. I'm like, that doesn't look like Ford. So Ford needs to hold the 21. And you'll hear a good game talked about Mary Barr and GM. GM has not held the 21, and now it's down here at the 50. Interesting, right? Well, Tim, you are not in the true leader of the market. It's Tesla. Tesla, TSLA. Okay, I'll give you that. That looks better, doesn't? I mean, it's above. I'll give you that. It's above the 21. It's had, I mean, after trolling the troughs here, and it's just kind of forming this flat area here that looks better than Ford and GM chart-wise. Give you that. And it's had this monster move. And is it just really? I mean, let's be honest here. Like, let's take a step back here. Take a step back. Let's put it on a weekly chart. Is Tesla truly a laggard? Oh, no, no, no. Look, this is a monster move, and it's just consolidating the gains. That's all. But what you don't want to do is, and we all feel it, right? When that's pennant forming. If you didn't get the drift. What a lot of you don't want to do is give up your gains. You've worked hard to study, put yourself in a position to achieve them. And what happens is you're told to hold the Ford, it's a leader. And you're like, it's not showing any leadership on this chart. And I was up X percent, now I'm flat, or you let a winning trade go to a losing trade. And so, well, Tim, I'm an investor. Well, I still haven't found the person that would trade out 20% profits for a 10% loss or a flat trade or a flat holding. You can always get back in, right? And so I haven't met the person yet. I keep asking to find the person. And because you don't know the future, I say when you see those 20% profits, maybe that's something you want to endeavor in. So there's Tesla. How about Toyota, right? Toyota, not so much with Toyota. Broke the 21. So Toyota broke the 21. GM broke the 21. Tim, you're not in the high end space of the market, right? You want to go Ferrari. Race is trying to reclaim the 21. It already had its gap down below the 21 up here. And Race doesn't look like a leader at the moment, right? And well, how about Volkswagen, right? They're gonna take the electric mantle away from Tesla. VWA GY. Like, Tim, why are you talking out the ticker symbols? That's how I remember them. Kind of get a little sing song in my head, and that's how I remember all the tickers in my noggin. That doesn't look like it to me. Well, Tim, you didn't go to China, Neo. Oh, interesting. So, but not at highs. And so think about that, right? Think about what we just did. We listed stocks that we are being told, or at least been told for the last month, still being told, leaders, packed airports. I know, I travel, I'm in Pennsylvania right now. It was overwhelming at the airport when I tell you, just everybody was overwhelmed. There was not, there wasn't any space at Dallas Love Field, and the staff, God help them. I mean, they were just overwhelmed. Did a great job. They're just overwhelmed. And so, yeah, not enough planes, not enough flights. Got to cancel flights. Like, there's a lot going on here underneath the surface, and we could theorize forever and a day as to why the stocks where all this pent up demand supposedly is, but it's just not happening right now. And you want to be really careful about getting sucked into a narrative, because let's go back to the NQ. Let's tie this together. The NASDAQ is at highs, right? The NASDAQ is at highs. The S&P, they're at highs. And like, well, General Motors isn't that far away from a high. And Ford, okay, if we put this on a weekly chart, let's see. I mean, it's been a while since Ford. It was the last time Ford has been up this far. 2014, 2015, 2014. Oh, not even here. I'm sorry. 2015. It's been a while since Ford has been up at almost $15 a share. So not at all-time highs, but the market's at all-time highs. And these stocks, they're not there right now. Tesla isn't wicking its high. So in terms of what is the market doing here, market's at highs, and these stocks aren't. And you're going to get left holding the bag in these if they break the 21. There's just a group of people that's going to be doing that, and you can do this game with like big stocks like Amazon. Look at Amazon. Like Amazon's at 35.54, right? That's the high. We're not that far off the high, but look at the chart of Amazon, and I just showed you the NASDAQ. So Amazon, nothing is beyond the laws of probabilities, right? It's just probably the ATR charts introduce probabilistic trading in your lives. That's all they do. Third ATR, and what happens? There's a 2 ATR, so the chances increase. 2 ATR, then you get a pullback. Third ATR, you pull back. 2 ATR, you pull back. Or excuse me, 3 ATR. 3 ATR, and what have you done, right? And so was Amazon ahead of the market and now it's pulling back? Is it foreshadowing? I don't know. But you want to be really careful, like that you get too euphoric and in one group, because what the market has done consistently this year is gotten you cloistered in one or concentrated in one group, one area of the market, and then it's pulled the rug out from under you. And Apple, look at this, Apple, third ATR, pull back. Good enough for government work, a little bit of a pullback, and I can't hold it. And now look where we are. It's at the third ATR. Is this time going to be different? And that's only a question you can answer. So with that, I hope it helps. Tomorrow, we are shooting the podcast a day early. We'll get it all out to you, and hopefully you enjoy that over the course of potentially, hopefully for you, a long, relaxing, and more importantly, safe and healthy weekend. And then on Friday, let's see, Don's got your video. No, Hunter's got your video on Thursday night. We'll have the podcast out there posted somewhere for you. Hunter will tell you where it's at. And then Don on Friday will be taking you through your 21 over 21. So hopefully that'll help stock nerds, market lovers. We love you, and I will see you at the next update.